to Connect to Success. I am your host, Ashley Owens, your personal networking concierge, where we interview the power networkers nationally, internationally, and all over the world, because that's what internationally means. But we're talking to people who know how to network. I have the pleasure and the privilege of talking to Miss Margo Masri. Thank you so much for being here today, Margo.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So I know who you are and what you do, what makes you awesome, but please, please, please tell the audience who you are, what you do, and what makes you the most awesome.
Sure. So I'm Margo Masri. I'm a mom of two. About 15 years ago, I started my own bookkeeping practice, helping entrepreneurs with all the accounting jargon that they needed for their everyday life and business. I found a massive gap in how people were running their businesses to everyday tax needs, and my company specializes in just that. I'm fortunate to have two amazing kids who give me such joy all the time and really add to the value of my business and serve my clients. We service professional service-based business owners, developers, contractors, designers, all sorts of consultants, coaches, so that they can have the money practices and all the new tools and knowledge that they need to support their business and scale it according to their dreams and their vision.
That's fantastic. And so when you decided to go out on your own, take me through that decision. How did you decide to start your own business?
So one day I was in school and there was this ad on the wall, and it was for a famous designer, and his name was Joseph Abboud. Now, I didn't think it was like the real Joseph Abboud when I saw the ad. And I was like, I wonder how cool it would be to help this guy. So I thought about it before I actually found out about the position. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. When he actually agreed to work with me, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I work for myself. Mm-hmm. And people just were naturally reaching out about these things. And the answers that I was giving them was really supporting them. So one thing led to another. And then one day I had a business, I had a website, and I saw how much people were enjoying it. And it just kept going with the flow. And it really just worked itself out and happened.
Oh, wow. So you kind of fell into a business.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought as an accountant, I would work for like one of the top accounting firms, go the natural path. I never thought today that I would have a business and all these different things to support it. Because like as you grow up, it's like, you have those beliefs of the natural path of being a CPA, going to the top accounting firms and being in that sort of realm. But being an entrepreneur, I fell into it, and it's the best thing that happened.
And so why is it the best thing that happened? What kind of freedom has it given you? What kind of empowerment has it given you? Take me through, what it means to be an entrepreneur.
So the freedom that it gives me is that I get to be a mom. Growing up, I saw how hard it was for my parents to work and to raise us and the stress that they went through. It's amazing to wake up every day and to have clients that I love and a business that I love. Now, it all sounds peachy, right? It's like, oh, you wake up to a business that you love, Margo. What's behind the scenes of an entrepreneur? It could be hard, and it could be tiring, and it could be draining. But once I made that decision to commit within and to turn on inside, and I mean like inside your heart, not inside your head of I can do, and the can-do attitude, and turn off in your head of what should happen, that's the journey of entrepreneur, of getting into that flow. And when you let that happen, it works, and beautiful things really do happen.
So when somebody calls you, what problem are they typically having?
Most of them hate numbers.
Yeah,
they have.
Here. Yeah.
There's some childhood connection where they think because math was hard for them in school, that they're not going to be able to look at their numbers in business. They have a major fear of looking at their numbers. And my approach and my support and our team aims to help clients look at their numbers and love them. So the main thing when you love your numbers, you realize that you can have a higher profit margin by looking at your numbers, by rather than just owning your business and making income. So what do I mean by that? When you see how your money is being spent and you realize it doesn't feel too good with things that are really happening, you have the chance right then and there to fix that and to really make changes so that you can make a decision. Do you want to invest more into the business, or do you want to take home more? And sometimes it's a balance of both. And when you can get both, that's the beauty. And that's what fills my heart, because then clients see the magic of what they can do, and they're really like scaling in life and dreams, and they're better to their family and overall health, you know, and everything flows from there.
So what does it mean to you, though, to see that transition, right? You come in, you help them with their finances, you help them with their business, with their expenses, with their investments. Like you said, sometimes businesses are just another extension of ourselves, right? It's our baby, it's our leg, it's our arm. You know, it's a very close to the chest kind of activity. And so what does it mean for you to see, like, when a client comes to you and they're having this issue or they're having a problem, and then you go ahead and manage the expectations and manage their money in the best way possible, and then all of a sudden all this domino effect happens. So what does it mean to you to have that domino effect continue to happen?
That connection that a client gets, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
It's not just giving them the profit that they get to take home. It's that feeling, that empowerment that they get. I know I've done my job, and that it's really just the beginning. Because when that connection happens inside, they literally take their businesses to new levels. They're better to their family. I mean, the biggest thing is that people talk about is being on the entrepreneur hamster wheel. It's a horrible feeling. We've all been there. I've been there. And it's not too good to wake up to every day. But when you get to face this with a love and passion and realize what it really is and what you can do with it, me seeing it, I just feel like I was a part of changing their lives. And how much better can you get? Obviously, making money is amazing, but really changing somebody's life for your purpose and getting them to a place where they've never been and doing something that they never thought that they can do is the transformation. Getting them into that place, those new heights. It's like, ever wake up in the morning and feel like, oh my God, I want to climb a mountain. But then you get to that mountain and then you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then the I can't turns on. But when you have that I can turn on and they're just going deeper and deeper and they're using their knowledge, it's just amazing. So I become a source for their success, and they're just living a life that they've never dreamed of.
And that source for success is, you know, you would think that with someone working with you, considering that you are a CPA, there's a level of, especially for the majority of CPAs that I know, there's a level and disconnect that they really have with their clients, and it feels like that you take it very much to heart. So where did you get this compassion to really help businesses and individuals really grow their business?
So that's actually a deep root of my practice, because the disconnect always bothered me.
Yeah.
I saw it in my family. My older sister was an accountant, and there was no fault of hers and her husband, how they practiced, but it bothered me. And I got it because I wanted a deeper connection to make people feel that they were empowered. And I decided to do the inner work so that people didn't have that. I wanted to solve that problem of the fear. I wanted to solve that problem of money, because when you create that for yourself, the independence, skills to make money, and not necessarily financial freedom, it's two different things. We all hear this bug about financial freedom, financial freedom. To me, upon my experience, I don't think it exists. What it would truly is existence is independence, knowing the skill that you can make money and being able to take that off. That's freedom. And that's the passion of accounting, of really deciding that once I helped that guy, and I barely knew what I was doing. I was like 2-3 years in school and realizing, like, it's like anybody could be a coach, but being a CFO is a different animal. And giving people solutions and different ways to think about it, that's what sets me apart from others and really helped me with that connection and feeling like there's a bigger way to help. And I love it each and every day that I get to do it.
So when we return, we're going to come back and talk to you more about how that compassion and how your drive to help entrepreneurs makes you a better networker. So when we return, we'll be right back.
Miles of beautiful beaches, solid rock, and everything in between.
Look in the window.
Now that's New Jersey.
And welcome back to Connect to Success. I'm your host, Ashley Owens. I am here with Margo, who is a CPA extraordinaire, among the many other things that she does, especially working with entrepreneurs and clients that need help growing their businesses. So again, Margo, thank you so much for being here. So I want to hear, good. I want to hear more about, so tell me more about how this compassion, how this change of what was, happening in your family. Everyone was a CPA and you kind of saw there was a disconnect in the industry. How has that made you a better networker?
By genuinely helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would be at events and by default, because I was an introvert, I would be like on the side and feel all sorts of shyness coming out and embarrassment and, and it just didn't feel too good. Mm-hmm. When I started to be more authentic and really listen to people, do more listening than talking mm-hmm. is really the difference. Hearing people, what they're truly feeling pain on and what they're really suffering about and just giving them genuine help was really just the answer. It was just serving. And a big part of me doing that was working with a coach. And a coach was a way for me to see what my weaknesses were, what my triggers were, and how it was affecting my bigger purpose. Mm-hmm. Now, when you look at what triggers you, it really has a domino effect on everything in the world. So when I would go to networking events, I would really just listen to people and be there like as a lifeline, because there's nothing better than everybody likes to be listened to. Mm-hmm. So when you're listened to and you offer them genuine advice on how you can help, and it's easy. And another thing, it's easy, doable, and just simple. Mm. Nobody likes things that you have to come home with this crazy to-do list.
Right.
When it's natural and you can just do it and it doesn't cost a lot of money and it helps you, people just love it. And it's just amazing to see that.
So what was the transition for you to go from that shy person in the corner to the, lovely networker that you are now? What triggered for you to make that change?
I was addicted to people's responses.
Right, as we all are. So what kind of responses was helpful for you to kind of get over that fear?
People kept coming back and they wanted more. And they saw it worked. So then I started to believe in what I was doing for myself. And when it was shared to others and the responses were so great, I was like, wow. When you really feel something inside your vision on how it worked for you and you share it by experience and what you're doing with your one-on-one clients and giving it to other people, people want more. Yeah. And the responses were like, wow, they really like it. Okay, so this is next. And the key to the steps of what I was sharing with them was really breaking it down. So it's not just breaking it down in terms of what to do, but it's also breaking down about the setbacks that can happen. Now, nobody likes to talk about that. That's the taboo stuff that we try to cover and, we try to hide. But talking about the breakdowns of what could happen, the setbacks, and not only moving forward, people were good with that because they were like, okay, that's something, that's information. It doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It just means like I got information to tweak and now to the next step. And when people saw the partnership in that and that it works, it's amazing.
What advice would you give? I mean, all the points that you're hitting on are so spot on, but with the advice that you've given so far, where do you think somebody in your industry usually falls short on the networking activity?
They don't do it.
Yeah.
They fall short because they just don't do it, or they'll hide behind emails. And that's another thing I did. I used to just do cold emailing for a while, and I still do it. And I get a lot of good feedback from that. But what really supports that is my skills of going to networking and relationship building and putting myself out there. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you a quick story.
Please do.
Yesterday,
Yeah, please.
I took my daughter to an event, and she's like, "Mommy, I'm shy," and all of these different things. And I said to her, "Just go there and smile." And she's like, "What?" She thought I was crazy. And I said to her, "Just go there and smile and be like, wow, really? Just engage, not necessarily contribute, but just share that you're interested and genuinely interested. And if a conversation doesn't make sense, that's okay. If a conversation doesn't align with you, that's okay." But then slowly, it was like those little things that just showing like a smile, it's like all of a sudden your face lights up, and that was the power.
Right, and there's nothing more important than I feel like walking into a room, and you're going to be nervous. Even I get nervous as much as I do this. There's some moments where you walk in, you're a little unsure of yourself, but then you got to rely on the fact that you can troubleshoot and that you're worth the time that people would take to talk to you. So
that's the thing. Turn that on inside.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real for a second. We're in a pandemic now, right?
Yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, the first thing that shot was people's egos. The first thing that shot was people's pocket.
Right.
All of these different things. Now, you can network. There's a million of networking events for free. Mm-hmm. There's different ways to network by just the power of your cell phone. Mm-hmm. So this goes into the independence of making money and being able to take care of yourself no matter what's going on. Mm-hmm. And you can't put that into a funnel. You can't put that into a 7-step system that you can buy and follow from someone, because it's something internally to build. And I would also say it's like, you don't put a pressure on yourself. A 1% change each month, you get a 12% change a year. And when you think about it that way, you realize your growth and you appreciate that. You could also look at it like a little bit goes a long way. I'll give you another quick story. My dad, when he was buying his first house, he was short I forget how much money it was. It was something like $400, but like now in our world, it's like $40,000. And he went to his mom, and his mom said, a little bit goes a long way. Like she had more of a saying, and of course it's not coming to me now. And my father was like, what are you talking about? Because he was like, she gave advice of like, take out all your pennies and go to the bank and see how much it is. But if you realize how the pennies add up of where you go, and then all of a sudden one day your goals don't happen just out of nowhere. When you plan it a little bit each day about one thing that you can do to change, to show up better, that's what it's about. Whether it's doing your hair, whether it's a new necklace, whether it's a new ring, or different things that you'll do to your face, or if you're a male, a different shaving cream, I don't know.
Yeah.
But something different that you can do that makes you feel beautiful or hot or stunning and things, those are the things that will just bring it naturally.
Oh, you said that so beautifully, Margo. Well, we have run out of time, but I think everybody that is in an industry that is similar to yours definitely got some amazing tips and tricks and really changing their mindset and how they look at networking. So thank you for that today. So do me a favor, look into the camera and tell people how they can find you.
So if you go to margomasri.com, you will get my website, or my new coaching website is margomasricoaching.com. And you can follow me on any of the social medias, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, at Margo Masri.
Beautiful. Thank you again, Margo. Thank you, everybody, for watching Connect to Success, where we talk to the power networkers of the greater Philadelphia and South Jersey area. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and hang out with me, talk about who you are, what you do, what makes you awesome, and your tactical tips and practical takeaways in networking, please email Ashley@ashleyAssist.com. And we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.